Yep. You already know who it is, man. It's King Ade with the Wizards Review. And man, tonight was a tough one, man. It was a tough loss. I'm not going to even act like I'm not disappointed or anything like that. We already played Indiana earlier this season. They were the first game of the season. We beat them pretty handily in Indiana. So I was just expecting another win tonight. Like, I'm not even going to front. I was expecting another win. I felt we have the better roster, although we were missing DeLon Wright. I felt we had the better top like the best three players of the team. I felt we had, the better three players. You know what I'm saying? I thought we were going to carry the day. And I didn't really think we were going to lose this game, honestly. You know what I mean? So, to lose the game and to lose in the fashion that we actually lost the game in is extremely disappointing. We know it's early in the season, so, we want to definitely take that in consideration. But it was definitely a tough loss, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So let me just get right into it, man. Let's just start with the things that I liked about the game since we lost. You know what I mean? Early in the game, I felt that we moved the ball well. And I thought throughout the game, there were stretches, especially in the fourth quarter as well, where we moved the ball right. The offense was clicking at times, but I just don't think we clicked enough when we really needed to. There was times within the game we were very stagnant as well, and we reverted back to some of the bad habits that we displayed in past seasons. So I definitely didn't like that. But again, I did like the fact that we were still trying to run the offense the right way at various times throughout the game. We just got to be more consistent in regards to running the offense. I like that Denny was aggressive early on offense. He scored a couple of the first points of the game, and I was hoping that it continued throughout the game, but unfortunately it didn't. He didn't get into double figures tonight, so for him to score, I think he scored like 5 points early in the first quarter. And for him to end up with, how much did he end up with? 7 points. 7 points. He scored 5 in the first quarter and ended up with 7 points. So that just tells you all right there, man. We need him to be more aggressive, but be more consistent on the offensive end. He has to get better with his shot. He has to get better finishing at the rim. You know what I mean? And then he had a couple of bad turnovers as well. See, I'm talking about the things I like, but then I'm just reminiscing about throughout the things I liked about Denny. I recall a lot of things I didn't like tonight. You know what I mean? So, but I did like that he was trying to be aggressive offensively, man. He just has to get more consistent on the offensive end, and he just got to work on it. That's all he could do. I really liked Beal at times throughout the game tonight. He was aggressive early, and he was looking for a shot, especially in the second half. He definitely stepped up when we needed him to. We were reeling terribly tonight, you know what I'm saying? The Pacers were up numerous times, double digits tonight. And in the third quarter, Bradley Beal, was it the third quarter? Well, definitely in the second half, he started to put the team on his back. Definitely in the fourth quarter, we came back. We got the game as close to 6 points, and a lot of that was due to Bradley Beal and the Kristaps Porzingis combination. You know what I mean? They really brought us back into the game. Bradley Beal showed that he is the leader of the team, but unfortunately, when we took him out to get rest, because he's not Superman, he had a rest, you know what I'm saying? But when we took him out, that's when we relinquished the lead back to double digits, and we just were never able to recover the way we needed to get the win. So that was quite disappointing, but I did like that Bradley Beal stepped up in key moments of the game. I'm hoping that he gets more aggressive. Again, I think he started the game aggressive, and I understand him wanting to get his teammates involved, so I don't want to fault him. He still scored 30-plus tonight. So, he played a good game. He played a good game overall. 7 rebounds, 4 assists. That's a Bradley Beal type of game. It just wasn't enough tonight. And he added 3 steals. So you know that he's stepping up on the defensive end. He's playing much better defense compared to the previous season. So I definitely like that. But again, it wasn't enough to get the win. I felt the team rebounded well at times throughout the game. I want to see, did we win the rebounding battle? No, we didn't when the Pacers beat us 41-38 on the rebound again. You know what I mean? So we rebounded again well. I felt we rebounded well enough to win the game. If we could rebound, stop them from rebounding. I felt that the Pacers had a little bit too many offensive rebounds. I recall one possession when they had 2 offensive rebounds, and then Miles Turner hit the 3, and it was just a devastating possession. You know what I mean? So again, we rebounded well tonight, but we still got to do a better job of boxing the other team out, and we need to come out with the advantage on the rebound again. You know what I mean? But I did like the fact that we were rebounding decently tonight. I like Kyle Kuzma's game at times tonight. He had a big 3 at the end of the first quarter, cut the lead back down to single digits after the Pacers went up double digits in the first quarter. You know what I mean? But he hit a big 3. And then he also started to hit threes in the third quarter, big threes at the in the third quarter, and started, getting his teammates involved and things of that nature. So I definitely like that about his game tonight. But I just felt that there were times where Kuzma reverted back to bad habits, trying to do a little bit too much tonight. Bad turnovers, bad shots at times. It just wasn't in the flow of the game that we need him to be in, you know what I mean? But I did like some of the things that he did tonight. Will Barton had a nice alley-oop to Gafford in the second quarter. They were both active in the second quarter. But Gafford, he had 9 points. There was a stretch where he had 9 points and 3 rebounds in 6 minutes, you know what I mean? I think he ended with, 10 points tonight? With 4 rebounds. So again, after that initial 6-minute stretch, he was really ineffective. You know what I mean? So again, we just need him to be consistent throughout the game. You know what I mean? Whether it's the first quarter, whether it's the fourth, the third, or the second quarter, we need him to be effective when he comes off the bench. You know what I'm saying? He started off well, but then he just tailed off and wasn't a factor when we really needed him to be. You know what I mean? Morris ran I'm liking the way Morris ran the offense. I think I recall one bad pass where he tried to do a end-to-end pass, like a full length of the floor pass, which was turned over, which was a bad pass, especially during the time when he tried to attempt that pass because we were down double digits. But he had a career-high 12 assists tonight, still a high assist-to-turnover ratio. How many turnovers? I think he had 2 turnovers he had 1 turnover tonight to 12 assists. I mean, you can't ask for much better except 0 turnovers. And again, that 1 turnover was that bad pass. I recall that bad pass because it was in a critical time in the game. So it was magnified based on when the turnover occurred. But for him to only have 1 turnover, another 12 assists, his assist-to-turnover ratio is incredible. You know what I mean? So I definitely like what he did tonight. I like him running the offense and not trying to do too much and trying to score when he has an opportunity to score. You know what I mean? So I definitely like that. But we do I think, especially with Wright out, we need him to score a little more. Well, be more consistent when he does get open shots. I don't really want him to be more aggressive per se, trying to score the ball. But when he has open shots, he has to hit those threes. He has to hit that mid-range. You know what I mean? He has to get to the hole when he sees an opportunity. And he just has to get a little better. But again, it's early in the season, so we don't want to harp. But we cannot discount the assist-to-turnover ratio and the way he plays with pace, plays smart, and doesn't try to do too much, and understanding his role on the team. I really give him kudos for that. You know what I mean? So I like that about his game tonight. We went on a 7-0 run in the third quarter to again cut the lead in the single digits, and we started to show that we had the opportunity to come back. Again, unfortunately, we just couldn't close the deal. Rui was getting hot in the third quarter. He ended up with double digits tonight. But Rui, again, one of his biggest issues is the fact that he just has tunnel vision at times, and he's not really as aware on the court as he needs to be on a professional level. And at times that cost us. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say Rui's the reason we lost the game tonight, but again, we just see those times where he just doesn't see the floor and he just has tunnel vision and sometimes make bad decisions. So I just think as he gets more experience, he's going to get better and make better decisions. And He's just gonna overall get better. You know what I mean? Porzingis got hot in the fourth quarter. I felt he played a decent game tonight. And in the fourth quarter, again, him and Beal helped us get back into it, and we almost came back. But unfortunately, when Beal went out, we just didn't have enough to get back in the game. But I like Porzingis in the fourth quarter especially, being aggressive and helping us get back into the game. And then I like the 13-2 run that coincided with Beal and Porzingis playing well in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? That helped us get back to cut the lead down to 6 points. Unfortunately, again and again, we didn't get the win. So to come back and fall short, it really doesn't matter because it's an L on our record. You know what I'm saying? But they showed fight. They didn't give up. And it was an admirable comeback. So that's really all I liked tonight about the game. You know what I mean? So let's get into the things I disliked. And there was a lot of things. This is a long list, man. So off jump, man. Halliburton tonight played a hell of a game, man. A hell of a game. And he ended the game with 25 points, 12 assists, 1 turnover. You know what I mean? And he was plus 12 on the floor tonight. You know what I mean? So he was just doing way too much, hitting his three, getting his teammates involved. He's a very quality point guard. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, Monte Morris had 12 assists and 1 turnover as well. But the big difference between the two starting point guards was Halliburton scored 25 points. You know what I mean? And again, he's the star. He's a star of the team, as what Monte Morris is more of a backup. So it's not like I'm looking for Monte to score 20, 25 a night. But that 25 to 5 point, 20 point differential in their scoring is glaring. You know what I mean? So we definitely need more from Monte Morris. And we got to do a better job of guarding Halliburton. We got to do a better job of guarding the point. He was doing way too much from start to finish of the game. You know what I mean? So I definitely didn't like that. He had 8 assists in the first half alone. 8 assists in the first half alone. So I definitely didn't like that at all. The Pacers, they were hitting threes early, and they were hitting threes all night. They hit their first 4 out of 7 threes, and they hit 8 threes in the first quarter alone. Hold on, man. Hold on. They ended the game with 15 threes, 15 for 28, almost 54% from the three-point line, 30 for 33 from the free throw line, 90%, 91% basically from the free throw line. That's a recipe to lose the game. You know what I'm saying? That's a recipe to lose the game. So I definitely wasn't happy about that at all. You know what I mean? And then Hill got hot as well. He was on fire. He made 3 straight threes for a 9-0 run in the first quarter, and he was hot as well. He ended the game with 25 points as well. You know what I mean? 5 for 9 from the three-point line. And he didn't even get to the free throw line. You know what I mean? So, again, 5 three-pointers. In total, the starting backcourt was 8 for 15 from the three-point line. You know what I mean? And then you add Miles Turner, 3 for 4 at the center position from the three-point line. That's supposed to be Porzingis. You know what I mean? That's Porzingis' site. You know what I mean? So they just had an overall good game. They just bought. Now they didn't have Miles Turner when we played them earlier in the season. I mean, in the first game of the season. You know what I mean? So it definitely showed the difference with and without Miles Turner. So you gotta give credit to Miles Turner, and he's another thing I didn't like tonight. You know what I mean? He was a big factor for the Pacers, and he also was effective on the defensive end. Made it harder to score in the paint. And again, man, it was just a disappointing performance overall. For us to not be able to stop him tonight. So I definitely didn't like that. We missed too many wide open threes tonight. So again, I felt the offense at times ran well, but when you have open shots in the NBA, you got to make these shots. Those are the three-point shot is the difference between a win and a loss, and we took an L tonight, and part of it was our terrible three-point shooting. We were 40% from the three-point line, 12 for 30. They were 15 for 28, so they shot less three-pointers than us, and they made more three-pointers than us. You know what I mean? So again, man, just disappointing. I definitely didn't like the fact that they were so effective from the three-point line tonight. They ran their offense efficiently tonight. The Pacers did. 9 assists in the first quarter. Again, 8 of those assists. Wait, let me make sure that I'm correct. No, 9 assists in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Halliburton was a big part of it, but the team as a whole was just moving the ball around very well, and we just had a hard time closing out and getting stops when we needed to, and they took advantage of us. So I definitely didn't like that. I thought at times Porzingis took a little bit too many threes for my liking, man. Like, he's the big man. I mean, he was 2 for 4 from the three-point line, so it wasn't like he took too many threes. It just felt like he took too many threes. Maybe because I just want to see him much more in the paint, being stronger and effective and scoring in the paint. But the thing with him is he's not soft in the paint, but he's just weak. He just don't have the girth to post up effectively at times, and he misses post-up shots against smaller defenders on a consistent basis. I won't say a regular basis, more than we would like as Wizards fans. You know what I'm saying? He's too big to be missing post-up shots against a player that is just obviously smaller than him. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just disappointing, man. Just disappointing. Yeah, so I didn't like the fact that, again, he didn't take too many threes. It just felt like it, man. I guess I just don't like the fact he didn't make them. You know what I mean? That's what I didn't like. We had a stretch in the first quarter where we missed 9 of 11 shots, and we started off slow, and we really couldn't get back in the game. I'm not sure. I think it was a wire-to-wire. The Pacers had a wire-to-wire lead from beginning to end. I don't recall at the beginning of the game if we scored first, but I know that early in the first quarter, the Pacers went up on us, and we never took the lead. We never took the lead throughout the game, you know what I mean? So if it wasn't a wire-to-wire win, it was damn near a wire-to-wire win for the Pacers. So again, that's extremely disappointing. And a lot of it was us just missing good shots, missing wide-open shots, and then also forcing shots that we just don't need to force. You know, Kuzma was forcing stuff. Not Porzingis. Hachimura was forcing stuff at times tonight. And I just didn't like that part of our game tonight, man. We got to get back to running the offense the way we were running the offense when we had success in the first couple of games of the season. You know what I mean? Most of the Pacers. Oh yeah. Hold on. We didn't deal with the full court press well. The Pacers, I guess they saw weakness in us. I mean, we only have one true point guard on the roster, and I guess that was their strategy because they pressed us a lot tonight. And at times we didn't handle the press well, turned the ball over, gave the Pacers some easy shots tonight. So maybe, I mean, we've been saying this on Twitter, not me personally, but other people on Twitter and in the comments section when I read Wizards related posts, is that we need to invest and look for another quality starting point guard, especially after losing a Wright. And, you know, they put Johnny Davis in. He got some minutes tonight, but he might as well not got any minutes tonight. He is not ready. He doesn't seem confident, and he doesn't bring anything onto the table when he's on the floor. You know what I mean? So he might need to go to the G League and to get his confidence up if he wants to be a contributing member to the team. We drafted him with the hopes of having depth at the guard position with him being a combo guard, but he's not ready. He doesn't bring anything to the table. You know what I mean? So to watch the Pacers press us tonight, I believe that teams are gonna emulate that, and we're gonna have that happen to us often until we show that we can break the press and we can handle the ball effectively with the guards that we have. So maybe we might bring in another point guard, hopefully a defensive-minded point guard that can handle the ball well and bring the ball up the court, because it was definitely a glaring weakness for us tonight, and the Pacers really tried to take advantage of it, and at times they did. So I definitely didn't like that. We gave up way too many offensive rebounds, especially in key moments of the game. You know what I mean? I already explained about that when we gave up 2 offensive rebounds in one possession. Miles Turner hit one of his threes tonight because of us not being able to secure the ball after some good defensive possessions. You know what I mean? If you don't rebound after a good defensive possession, then in essence, it really isn't a good defensive possession because you didn't close out the possession by getting the rebound. So we have to work on that, especially the long rebounds. We definitely have to work on that, man. Definitely didn't like that, man. The Pacers were getting. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. So most of the Pacers' points in the first half were threes and free throws. I already explained they shot over 50% from the 3-point line, and they shot over 90% from the free throw line with 33 attempts from the free throw line. So again, we're fouling too much. We're letting the team get to the line, and they're killing us, and we're paying for it dearly. You know what I mean? So we got to move our feet, stop with the ticky-tack fouls, play just better, solid defense. So they just got to work on that. And I believe they're going to work on it. That's something that Coach Unseld emphasizes game in and game out. And tonight we just didn't step up to the challenge. And I know that he's going to emphasize that during film work and in practice. So I'm anticipating a much better effort the next game we play. You know what I'm saying? On the defensive end. At times, again, I felt Kuzma was doing a little bit too much. And him being part of the big three that we have, I could understand him trying to, spark something and get us hot. But it's not good when he just takes bad shots and allows the opposing team to rebound and get an easy, fast break point on the other end. So, he has to balance the aggressiveness with playing smart. And I just think he's going to work on that and get better at that as time goes on. The Pacers scored 75 points in the first half. I mean, that alone tells you what happened. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they ended up with 127 at the end of the game. So we played a little bit better defense, if you want to say that. You know what I'm saying? But they still scored 50-plus points in the second half. So defensively, we just didn't have it tonight. Very disappointing. Very disappointed in the way we played defense and let the Pacers come into the city and do the things that they did tonight, especially after us beating them handily in Indiana. You know what I mean? It was disappointing. There's no way around it. The Pacers had 5 blocks in the first half. They dominated, and with those blocks, they led to easy transition points, and they dominated the fast break point tonight. You know what I mean? So I definitely didn't like that. Hield had 16 points. Halliburton and Turner had 14 points, all in the first half to close out the first half. So you do the math, that's 44 points between 3 players in the first half alone. It was a bad omen. We couldn't, when we let their big three, and again, that's what's so disappointing. Those are quality players. Hield, Halliburton, and Turner are quality players, but I just don't think they're a better big three than Kuzma, Beal, and Porzingis. And for them to dominate us the way they did tonight, man, we got to look ourselves in the mirror and realize that, if we're the better team, we got to play like the better team. We cannot play down to our competition. And I just felt that at times we did that tonight, and it cost us the game. Halliburton, like I said, ended up with 25 and 12. I mean, that's an impressive stat line. You know what I mean? So I definitely didn't like that. After being down 15 to end the first half, the Pacers hit an additional 5 quick points to start the third quarter. So we went down 20 before we turned it around and started to cut that lead down. But for a team to go up 20 on us is just disappointing, man, because we've been praising this team for playing much better defense so far this season. And to watch out of all teams, the Pacers go up 20 points on us tonight, very disappointing. So I'm very not happy about that as well. We missed too many free throws tonight. And I felt that Miles Turner just dominated us in the fourth quarter. And he was a key contributing factor to why we lost the game tonight, man. So, yeah, man, a very disappointing loss. That's all I got for y'all. But I think everything that I mentioned in regards to what I didn't like is really the reasons why we lost the game. Lack of rebounding, not good enough defense, stagnant offense throughout the game, and too many fouls. You know what I'm saying? Like, those was really why we lost the game. We got to work on that, get better. I'd rather have these issues happen early in the season than later in the season, and hopefully we could rectify the situation. But I don't know what they're going to do in regards to a backup point guard, but Johnny Davis he's not the answer. He's not the answer. We don't want Bradley Beal to be handling the ball like he did last season and force him to be a primary ball handler and facilitator. We need him to, I like Monte Morris being the primary ball handler and letting Beal play off the ball. But when Barnes goes to the bench, we need to have another point guard that can back him up and have Beal continue to be playing off the ball. You know what I mean? So We'll see if the Wizards make a move to solidify the backcourt, especially the point guard position. I'm going to look forward to that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, that's really all I have for y'all tonight, man. Again, disappointing loss, but we're going to keep our head up. And we know that they're going to get better and they're going to rectify this loss, man. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, if y'all like the content, man, I would really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel at The Wizards Review on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter at Wizards Review. You can follow me, King Ade DMV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on NBA 2K23 on the Xbox Series X and X. Know what I mean? So anyway, man, I'm about to sign off, man. Hope you all have a good evening. Until next game, keep your head up, y'all. I know it's a tough loss, but we'll be all right, all right? Take care, man. Peace.